Hello, Salvadorian warrior, ready to give you a Dark World profile. Yes, Dark Worlds are back, and they're back because Konami decided to unlimit Siilva, Warlord of the Dark Worlds. I'm so stoked to talk about this build that I made a long time ago, which was the reason why I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I played Dark World, and since I was doing the hand loop, it was really fun to do in my locals. It wasn't fun to do when you take it to regionals and you get, stomped by every meta deck out there. So, if you want to play this deck, if you want to play this build for fun, I advise that you stick around and see how we do things around here. And, like, comment, all that good stuff. Let's get right into the build. So, our main guy will be Siilva. Our main guy is Ceruli, Guru of the Dark World. We run only one. We run Plague Spreader, which we'll use for Synchro if we get the chance. We're only running 2 hand traps, which will be Maxi and Ash, but we are running 1 Brow. Just 1 Brow, that's all we need. We're also running the danger stuff, so we're running Jackalope, Chupacabra, Mothman, and of course Bigfoot and Thunderbird. Oh, and Nessie too. Only 1 Nessie. We're also running Ken, the Dragon Warrior, and Gen, the Diamond Tiger. However, we're only running 3 of the Gens and only 1 Ken. It'll make sense later. Obviously, we run 3 Snows. We're running only 2 Gentas, so that way we can get the field spells and not have to deal with clutter. We're running 42, so that's what we're stuck with. 2 Siilvas is all we need for this type of play, and so far, it's pretty funny, especially when you do the hand loop. It's fucking crazy. Pardon my French. So we're running 2 Siilvas, so that's all we need. Just like how we're running 2 Graphas and 2 Rainbows. We don't need 3. We just need the 2, which is interesting. We're also running Nibiru. I guess you can consider that the 3rd hand trap. That's all we're running. And then, of course, we're running a Harpy's Feather Duster, reinforcements in case we're not drawing the Gens, 3 Allures for the draw power, and we're running 1 triple Tactics Thrust so we can get triple Tactics Talons. We're running 1 Dark Corridor, 3 of the Gates of the Dark World, 1 Dark World Archives, 2 Call by the Graves, thank God, and finally Dark World Ascension so we could bring out our fusion. Now, before I talk about the extra deck real quick, I just want to let you know that if you don't have Call by the Grave or Ash, Maxi will make hand looping impossible. Don't even attempt. Also, if you're going second, hopefully you have Maxi in hand. Other than that, this build is just really, really fun. You need to go first. There was a match where I thought I was gonna go second, but my opponent decided to do something cheeky by making me go first. But I didn't draw the hand combo. But on the next video that you'll see, if you do draw the hand combo, it can get pretty funny real fast. Either that, or you can just look at my last video where I talk about Dark Worlds, but in 2023. Yeah, playing in real life was interesting and difficult, especially when you have to tell your opponent what you're doing. It's crazy. But until then, this deck has flaws, but it's fun. It's fun. Now let's go to the extra deck real quick. We're running 2 Grapha, Dragon Overlord. We're running 1 Baron de Fleur. We're running 1 Baguska, the Plan B. We're running our extender, number 60, Dragus, the Timeless. We're running Harbinger of Hope, in case we make the field. we're running this new mofo, Infection Buzz King. This card is actually really good, and I was really happy that I got to play it in one of my sessions. So you'll see that. We're running the Super Star Slayer Typhon. Now this card is kind of good in case you don't have the hand loop and you want to just shut your opponent down. So this is okay. We're running Muttrucker, SP, Skuldred, Appaloosa, and finally Underworld Goddess. Now, the reason why I left these two cards out is because I want to talk about them in depth. So, if you're going first and you're doing your combos and stuff, you want to go into this card right here, the Ascetic Magician. This card is really good, and if you're planning to do the hand loop, you have to make sure that Ceruli is sitting in front of the extra slot. Once it's sitting at the extra monster slot, go into Ascetic Magician and have that card be bounced back into your hand so you can do the hand loop all over again. I'll demonstrate it in one of the replays. And Security Dragon, if you want to do it a third time or a second, who knows. It's possible to do it a second time, but you have to bounce Ceruli back. And the way you would bounce Ceruli back is that you either still have her on the field, or you have Skuldreds on the field, or maybe even Underworld Goddess, but that's stupid. You can also do that with Appaloosa. You just gotta make sure that Security Dragon is co-linked. So since it's pointing up, you want to make sure you're co-linked with a monster card or a link monster that has the arrows being pointed downward. So that way you can bounce Ceruli back into your hand and do it all over again. Like, this build's real funny, man. Really funny, and I'm so happy they brought it back. I can do the hand loops now. Everything is fair, everything is grand, and we'll get right into the replays immediately. Alright, so let's start with our very first match with the Dark World build. So looping is kind of interesting, and I'll walk you through it. So for starters, we go for Genta, we get the field spell, and after that, we summon Gen. Special summon Ken. Ken will allow us to draw 2, discard Siilva. Siilva gets special summoned, and now we get to put 2 cards back into the opponent's graveyard. Graveyard deck. We put it back to the deck. Activate the field spell, remove Genta, pitch Brow, and then of course Chainlink 1 on Brow, Chainlink 2 on Genta. Genta will be special summon, Brow will allow us to draw 1, and then we'll play another field spell. This time we'll remove Brow, pitch Grapha. Grapha's mandatory effect will kick in. We will special summon Genta, Grapha, and then we will get Dark Corridor, grab Ceruli, pitch Ceruli, special summon Ceruli, send Siilva, then Siilva's effect will activate, and now our opponent will be forced to put 2 cards back to the deck. Next thing you know, we will link the same type of monster to bring out Ascetic Magician. That way we can special summon the card, and then they quit. They quit. Oh man, looping. You love to see it, baby. Alright, this next match, for some strange reason, our opponent picked us to go first for some strange reason. And this guy was using Runics. Alright, so we go first. And we will activate Mothman's effect. Thankfully we pitch Grapha. Mothman gets special summon to draw 1. And then we get the unfortunate effect. But thankfully we will fuse Snow and Grapha with Ascension to bring out the Overlord. He comes in, and then Snow's effect will kick in. And of course, we go Genta, get the field spell. We will activate the field spell, remove Genta,
pitch Rainbow, draw, search for Siilva. Oh wait, we draw a card and we end up getting Siilva. And then Genta will be special summon as Chainlink 2, Chainlink 1, we get Grapha. And we will exceed to the Timeless. Hell yeah, there he is. So we remove 2 to draw 2, but we have to pitch and we skip our next draw phase. Siilva comes in, and then Nibiru kicks in, and I'm just like, nah. By the time that happens, we discard Grapha. We try to see if we can like special summon a card from their hand, and we're like, okay, I guess we couldn't. And then we'll play another field spell, activate it again, remove Snow, pitch Rainbow, we get Harpy's Feather Duster, we draw, we search, and of course we will get Ascension back to our hand, special summon Siilva, bounce for Rainbow, and we're going to rank 8 to Infection Buzz King. Now this card is awesome, and this is where I realized, oh, he's running Runix. Here we go. Hold on, sorry about that. So the guy activates the card to search for a field spell. Grapho is like, nah. And of course, they use Runic Flash to destroy my card, but it doesn't say anything about negating. So a whole bunch of weird stuff is gonna happen. I'm gonna pitch Siilva, and then Chainlink 1 on Siilva, Chainlink 2 on the Fusion cards effect, where I have to special summon Grapha, and of course I have to pitch a card. And of course that happens. Siilva's effect happens, and then Siilva gets special summon, and that was it. GG. Now, just so you remember, if the opponent has one card left, and you activate Siilva's effect to put 2 cards back to the hand, it won't happen. You need to have exactly 2 cards in hand, so that way you can do the loop. But if they only have 1 card in their hand, so be it. So, hell yeah. And of course, we get to our final match with hand looping. It was so good. So good. And yeah, here's how we do things. For starters, we go Genta, we grab the field spell, and once the field spell comes in, we will pitch Rainbow. We draw the field spell, and we get Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. Chainlink 2, you know the whole drill. So for Rainbow, we get Siilva, and this time, when we bounce, we will get the 3rd field spell. And then we will activate the field spell, remove Genta, pitch Snow, we grab we draw into Dark Corridor, and we get Dark World Archive. This is where it gets extremely lucky, because we're going to search for Ceruli, pitch Ceruli, and then we're going to special summon Ceruli onto the opponent's side, making us discard. We get Siilva, special summon Siilva, and now they have to put 2 cards back into their deck. And then we activate Triple Tactics Thrust, and we grab Talons, and we activate Talons to draw 2, and then we're gonna go that. We draw 2 cards, we remove Nessie, and this is where we activate that card until we go Ascetic Magician. Hell yeah. We're gonna bounce Ceruli, and then we're gonna activate the field spell. Activate the field spell again, remove Snow, pitch Ceruli, we draw 1, and then of course a whole bunch of weird stuff is gonna go down. We activate Archives, we pitch that card to draw 2 more cards, we special summon Ceruli, we pitch Siilva, special summon Siilva, and have our opponent quit. Yeah, boy! This is the greatest thing ever. This is the greatest. This is the greatest. Man, Dark Worlds are back, baby. And so that was the Dark World deck hand loop strat. I might change some things later on,
especially running less hand traps and all that good stuff. But hey, man, it's a start, isn't it? I think what makes this deck a little fun to play are these two cards. Or maybe it's just the thought that Siilva's back. I can't believe it. Konami really brought this guy back, and now Dark Worlds is a lot more enjoyable than playing without it. And to be honest, I couldn't play Dark Worlds and Master Duel without Siilva. So, yeah. I hope you enjoy. I hope you go out there and enjoy Dark Worlds for what it is. And, you know, like I said, like and subscribe. And you guys take care of yourselves out there.